Yeah, I mean, I think we've done a really good job of celebrating every little thing all year. That it's like no matter what, if it's small or if it's large, that we're going to celebrate it. And so we've done that consistently. Like there's no different from when we decided or when we were celebrating postseason. It's the same. Like, and really the focus has been like get through finals. You know, like we're in preparation mode as well, but we have a lot of high performers in a lot of areas, and that means they're high performing in the classroom too, which is awesome. But also like we have to really be diligent in stress management. So really I think today will be the better practice because they're finally through finals. I think we have one kid still taking one. But other than that, we're in a good space. So yeah, I mean, our kids have done a good job to celebrate things, but then redirect. And I mean, we had kids studying during waiting for our name to be called. Like that's just the type of kids we have. Like that's awesome.
Aaron mentioned it just a moment ago, Coach, and the fact that in Big 12 you worry about every single hitter. Mm-hmm. Is it easier for her and Missy to kind of just go out there and pitch their game this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think we get ourselves a little too hyped up in conference. I've talked about that a little bit. Like, I mean, a lot of these girls they played with against as young people, and then, you know, you just are very aware of your conference in general. And so I'm excited I mean, I've always said this, like to play anyone outside of conference, I'm all for. And I think the matchups are good on us going to LSU. So, you know, I think anytime we play anyone outside of conference, we'll be our best self.
Are you a coach that likes to simplify your game plan when you go into this tournament-like atmosphere where you got to face teams day after day after day, and it'll be a new team possibly every day?
Yeah, I mean, I think we keep things simple throughout. Like, go hard, risk everything. Let's have a good plan, but a simple plan. You know, I think young people in general like an overwhelming amount of detail, and I think that it kind of it slows their brain down. And so we really give them a minimal message. Our hitters go up with one plan, with one thing they're thinking. Our defense is thinking one thing. Our pitchers are in attack mode. Like, it's very simple for us on how we play the game. Like, be the aggressor, make sure that we're expecting the ball, and let's go.
How much did last year's postseason run kind of help y'all just in terms of just having that just softball only focus, so to speak?
Yeah, I think the turnaround was the most important thing we learned in being in that tournament versus this tournament. Is just you get your bid, you turn around in a few days. We were still in finals then, and learning how to manage and compartmentalize different stresses and then be able to get on the road and just play. So I think our kids really just needed to get through today, and then they'll be in this like relief mode, like really, let's go. You know, they've been excited, but they've also have this weight on their shoulder in finals. So I think in that area that helped us a ton. But half our team is new. You know, we have 11 new kids that don't have that experience for them, and so really we're just trying to keep it as fun as possible, continue to make sure that we are who we are, and we've been who we've been all year, and it's simple. It's that simple message. It's the same game, right? It's just in a more fun atmosphere with less stressors.
Erin was able to admit to us that she's kind of she feels a little bit nervous coming into this. When you have the daily grind of, oh, we got to face the #1 team in the nation, oh, we have an in-state rival, do you tell them, hey, this is just the type of nervousness that we should feel like for any game, or do you tell them to embrace maybe a special type of nervousness?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we talk about it a ton. I think it's just part of it. It's part of athletics in general, is this excitement to play the game and excitement to succeed, you know. And I think a lot of that is healthy. We really talk more on management of, you know, do we have contingency plans if we're a little bit outside of ourselves or a little bit, you know, and how do we handle failure? We talk way more about that than we do like letting our nervous energy be good energy. I think energy is great as long as it's giving to what we're doing.
How frustrating was it that you guys didn't get to finish out the Big 12 tournament?
You know, I think that that's tough because if we're on the main stadium field, then we're in a good spot. If we're not, then that field doesn't hold a lot of water. It's one of those uncontrollable things. Like, you know, I think for us, it was just kind of like we've had weather all weekend, every weekend, all year. You know, it's just I think our kids roll with the punches well. We roll with the punches well. We're all awaiting that Sunday seed anyway, and so for us, I think it was just like it is what it is. Only control what you can control, and let's get back home and study for our finals and await our bid.
As a coach, in the week leading up to it, do you watch all the teams in your regional, or right now are you just watching La Tech?
Yeah, you got to prepare for all teams. You know, you're preparing for every single person that you could possibly play. And again, we keep a simple message to our kids. You know, this is how we play. We will play how we play. If we're playing La Tech or we're playing LSU or we're playing Monmouth, this is who we are, and we'll make sure that we know what they do and their strategy. But other than that, we're really very introspective on who we are and what we do. As a coaching staff, for sure, we know a lot of stuff.
I was gonna say, early on, what have you seen from La Tech? Obviously, the 44 wins for them kind of jumps off the page when you look at it.
Yeah, they run a lot. You know, they have kids with 26 steals, 28 steals. So he puts their kids in motions a ton, and as do we. And you know, I think that their strength of schedule has been okay. And so, you know, like, to us, it's just our strength of schedule is higher. We've played, you know, top 10 teams consecutively, so we feel very prepared going into them. We respect them for sure and what they've done thus far, but you know, again, it's just what do we do and what do we do great, and we've really done that all year. It's just focused on us and really execute our game plan.
So when you get to tournament time and you watch a team on tape and maybe they don't have the consistent type of opponents that y'all do, is it easy to tell, okay, but here I can still tell what their talent level is even if they're playing a team that maybe is down there in the strength of schedule?
Yeah, at times it's like recruiting, right? Like when you're recruiting, you don't see kids facing off against, you know, Juarez. You know, you have them facing off against their own level of talent. So you can see certain sparks of where you feel like a kid their strength is, and where you can execute on their weakness. It's definitely that. But I definitely think we're at an advantage of how many, you know, top 20 teams we've played all year, and we've played in major settings, and we've played under sold out crowds, and we're prepared for everything that can come. And you know, we've played at SEC places. Some of our kids have been at LSU before, so they know exactly what the stadium looks like. Like, we're very excited about getting out there and being able to do what we do, and enjoy it. You know, our kids are fun to watch. You know, they have a lot of fun doing it, and they crack me up most of the time. And so that's what we're doing. Let's just make sure we're having a great time and get hot at the right time.
You mentioned the stadium. I mean, does it help that Jessica has played there, Carly played there a couple years ago, and of course Taylor? I mean, how much can they help the rest of the team with that knowledge? Yeah, I mean, I think, gosh, like I told you, like, our kids like to know so many things. They're asking me like 3 weeks in advance what things look like, and so for them to already have a concept of what stadium looks like and how it's set up and where stands will be and things like that, and you know, those are your top performers, those kids that have already had that experience. So I think, and they've done a really great job to bleed down this, to settle our young people in it. So I think it would be worse if we had the freshmen that have the experience and the seniors that are like, what the, you know. So it's like, it's in the right hierarchy of our kids that we need experience that will calm the storm and just allow our team to just play.
Who on this team's the pressure valve? When things are getting too tight, when everybody's getting too stressed or too nervous, who's the one that's going to get everybody relaxed and just get them back to the game?
I think Kinsey Davis is the secret formula for that. Like, the kid doesn't say a whole lot, but when she says things, it's spot on, and her teammates respect her a ton. She's a two-time team captain that has just kind of moved into more of an admin role for us. So she's the one that's like, hey, this is the time to turn it up. Hey, this is the time to chill out. Hey, this is time to tell a joke. Like, she has really good pulse on that, and so to me, she's the one. She's the, if I feel our team needs something, I'm like, Kinsey, go. You know, be you.
For you as a coach, how do you balance these type of trips, doing it as a work trip or like allowing them to have a little fun maybe outside?
Oh, it's absolutely work. It's absolutely work. You know, when you're at this point, it's about winning. Like, there's no fun. I mean, it's fun to win, but it's not about like, can we get the culture? Like, we did those trips early, and we'll do those trips early in preseason next year. Like, this is all about business. This is about going there, being who we are, proving what we have, and executing at a high level, and moving to the next site. So it's really 1,000% business.
You mentioned the crowds. You're almost facing two, assuming things go well, that you'll be facing two home crowds while you're there. How much has that been beneficial for this team to play in those kind of crowds?
It's huge. It's huge to be able to be at Auburn and play in front of a big crowd, and Oklahoma State and play in front of a big crowd. And, I think that you can't prep your kids, your young people, for that unless they have experience in it, just in general. And so also when we played out at Palm Springs, there was big crowds there. So I just think that it's like our kids, like I said, they need to be prepared through experience, and so you can't talk them into it. Like, they need to experience it. And so we did a good job in scheduling to get those games on, and so I think hopefully it'll just be another setting and another game, and the same game they've been playing their whole lives, and winning in that atmosphere it's the best feeling in the whole world.
So do you have a group of kids who enjoys shutting a home crowd up as much as revving their own ones up?
Yeah, a lot of our kids, when they say their goals, is they want to prove people wrong. They want to prove, they want to beat people at their best and know that they could beat them. And so I think, if you have that competitive mindset and you have that competitive spirit inside of you, then you don't care where you play. And that only revs you up if you get to upset someone in their home and in their kitchen, So I think our kids are wired that right way, and they'll be in a good spot.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.